Well, this one guy's like, dude, farm life really isn't that tough, and because he was, and like Matt did not you this the other Matt, my coach Matt. He didn't look strong, and this is something you probably know. The farm strength doesn't look strong. They
Mm.
don't have muscles. In fact,
Nah, it's
usually
because you eat a
they
lot
got
of fatty foods.
yeah, usually they got the beer gut. However, they got that super fucking retard strength.
Well, it's like the one guy that I was watching when I was getting into like physical fitness and stuff. And it's the what do they call it? You know, when you're trying to do the oh my god, bulking.
Yeah.
There is a good way to do bulking and there's a bad way to do bulking. And like the one guy showed, pictures of himself and he looked like a fat fuck because he was bulking off of like McDonald's and shit. And it's like, yeah, you still have your muscle, but you look like shit because you're eating shitty food. So yeah, that's the farm strength. Like you don't look like you're fit because, you're drinking or you're eating fucking steaks every night and you're fucking pounding down beer and whiskey and shit. But underneath,
Oh yeah.
you can still house a motherfucker. Just like
Well,
my brother, man. Like my brother's always had a beer gut, but I would never want to get punched by him because he could fucking tank you.
Matt would regularly I'd say he ran maybe at his heaviest 190. When he fought, he used to fight at 170. Now, of course, he also was a wrestler, which farm boys wrestling that just goes hand in hand. So he knew how to cut weight.
Hey, fuck you.
What?
My parents tried to get me to wrestle. I told them it was too gay for me.
Well, anyway, you get
No,
the
I,
point.
I didn't actually say that. But I did go to a single practice and then quit.
Yeah, you've told me this story.
I didn't want to touch other boys in those places.
Anyway.
Funny enough, I'm not kidding either. That was literally my reason is I was just like, that crosses, like even as how old was I? God damn. Sorry to keep derailing your story, but for some reason, things that I haven't thought about in a long time are coming out tonight. I was probably like 10, 11. And I was just like, I literally told my parents I wanted to quit because it crossed my personal boundaries. Because I wasn't comfortable getting that like up close to random strangers.
Sounds like you're dealing with a little bit of sexual identity crisis.
No, it's just my personal bubble, man. You know me. I don't like new people. And
That
like
makes no
sports is one
sense.
thing. No, like sports is one thing. I played baseball and soccer. But wrestling, that was just too up and close. Like
The other,
that's just too inside my bubble.
the
Like you're
other,
touching me.
the other reason we even talked was you. Because Lord
What?
knows I wasn't gonna talk back in the day.
Well, no, I can identify people. I can read people really well, despite what Cassie says. See,
Well,
she's
then,
listening now. I saw her. She pulled her earphone away from her ear. She doesn't think I can read people, but I can.
You would read me as somebody who never tells the truth.
I think Tom's probably like the only friend like.
No, I read you. If I'm being 100% honest, I read you as somebody who values friendship.
Who, me?
Friends that are.
Or Cassie?
Yeah, you.
Oh.
You.
Ew.
I'm not talking
friendship.
to her. She's fucking playing WoW. Fuck her.
You had a whole bunch of bad friends that I had a bad feeling about.
But now, no, I knew that they were single serving friends, man.
Oh my god, fucking Fight Club reference.
Yeah.
Fight Club.
No,
2.
I'm serious, dude. That shit is gold,
It is.
man.
It is. There's
Like
no
it
denying
really
that.
is. You've got single serving people and you've got the fucking subscription people.
Subscription. You got the Netflix
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, like you're a subscription friend because I can tell. I'm serious too. Like, if you noticed, even Dave, like, I liked Dave, but me and Dave never hung out.
They,
Like,
I love
like I
Dave,
wasn't
but
trying to. I do. I love, like, don't get me wrong. I love Dave. Dave's a good person, and man, he's had some shit in his life.
the issue
But
is
me and Dave would have never been like blood brothers, if you want to call it that. Like, I could hang out with Dave, like the camping trip and stuff, but like me and Dave didn't get along on. Me and Dave didn't get along on a personal level.
yeah, I agree, and that's what ended up like because we were hanging out all the time, and then you came along and kind of ruined everything. Um, but I kind of realized like how can I put this? There was just issues I couldn't talk about specifically, and I
Yeah,
understand the politics thing, like that's normal, but like he was incessant about my drinking, which at that time, yeah, it wasn't the best situation, but at the same
and let
time,
and that's the other side of the coin too. Is a lot of what Dave did, and I don't mean this in any bad way, especially if you're recording.
yeah,
Um, Part of the problem, man, is religion.
yeah, I
And I
agree with
get
that.
that. Like, you want to be religious, that's fine. And on that same coin, I'm religious in my own right. Like, I have my beliefs and I stick to them. But, like, I'm not going to just straight up. I don't know, man.
That's
I've had
actually
a
what
lot of
killed
that.
us is when he
I've
found
had
out
a
that I was an
lot of that.
atheist.
Yeah. Like, I've had a lot of that shit go down recently, just personal life experiences and whatnot. And it's like, you know what? Like, there's more to life. And I don't mean to get all religious here, but well, fuck you, Rhythm.
Rhythm's
Jesus.
like,
Rhythm
I'm
was
outie.
just like, religion, I'm out. But seriously, though, like, that's part of the thing is you've got all these people that are like, man, Jesus said to love everybody, but, and not to judge, but I'm just going to straight up, like, alienate the people that don't believe in what I believe. It's like, no, that's exactly what he was teaching against. So, like, I don't care, man. If you're fucking gay, bi, tri, like, you want to fuck a car, I don't give a shit, man.
Just as long as it's not your car.
Car.
Well, nah, man. Hey, if it's my car, awesome. Car will be getting more action than I do. That's cool. Like, I don't give a shit. You know, I have my personal beliefs, and you know what? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Like, maybe according to a hardcore Christian, I'm a fucking terrible person. But you know what? At the same time, like, Jimmy Carter said it best, man. And I know I think it was Jimmy Carter, but he said it mostly about illegal narcotics. But at the same time, he said it best. As long as you're keeping it in your own home, I don't really give a fuck what you do. I mean, he said it differently because obviously he was talking about drugs. I believe the exact quote was like penalty for a penalty for doing something in your own home should not be worse than that thing itself. Like, when it comes to, drugs. Like, the penalty for doing a drug should not be worse than the drug itself. Basically saying, like, dude, you want to fucking snort coke in your own house? Fucking snort coke in your own house. Like, whatever. But at the same time, like, I don't give a shit what you do behind closed doors. And, that's a problem I've had with a lot of people is they're with the whole, gay thing and all this and that. It's like, well, they were holding hands in public. So fucking what? Like, how does that affect you? Fucking doesn't. Well, I have to look at it. Okay, well, that person who may or may not be homosexual has to look at you holding hands with a girl.
True that.
Like, I also, at the same time, I have to accept the fact that there's people in this world that like pop music. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a fucking personal choice. Like, you're acting like they're just like, I'm gonna come into your home and fuck you in the ass and you're gonna like it. Like, no, they're not doing that. And I honestly, I had this debate with someone who's like super 100% pro gay and all that. And we are having a talk over the whole legalizing gay marriage. And my statement was, to a T, my statement was, I don't care from a religious standpoint. And I looked into it a little more, and there's some behind the scenes stuff that I could alter my opinion on. But my statement was, I don't care what you do from a religious standpoint, just don't call it marriage. Call it a union. I don't care. Like, I don't give a shit. And don't get me wrong, like, I have no issue with two people of whatever sex, race, culture, creed being in some type of a union. But at the time, my, opinion and stance on it was a marriage is a biblical marriage. And therefore, just don't call it that. Call it a union. I don't care. Do whatever you want. Like, you want to fuck goats? Like, I don't know. That's kind of weird, but
Hey,
hey, man.
that's what PETA's for.
Exactly. Yeah, don't even get me started on PETA. Jesus Christ, dude.
So anyway, before we get too far off track, my original topic. My coach. I just remembered the original topic. So he brought somebody in, and like the guy was kind of like lackadaisical, and he really didn't want to sign on. And he's just like, there's a lot of other fight teams. He's like, he's like, I don't think you guys have a lot to offer here. He's like, your coach really isn't even that good. It's like, eh. So he was talking about how strong he was, and he had all these beach muscles. And Matt was like, dude, I bet you $50 you cannot pick up a bale of hay. So Matt showed him. We went out to his farm, and he stacked the things 3 things high, which shocked the fucking shit out of me. Because after that third level, you just have to throw it, if you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it ain't easy. And he picks up the first one, and exactly what you're talking about, it collapses on him. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, there's a difference between muscles and strength. He's like, lesson learned? And the guy's like, lesson learned.
Yeah, dude, that shit.
Because he used to
That shit'll
wrestle.
fuck you up.
He used to wrestle against heavyweights, even though he was a 170 pounder. And he equaled their strength for the most part. There was a couple guys here and there that would, be a little bit stronger. But not too many. There weren't too many people who were close to his actual, what's the term I want to use? Burst strength. His burst strength was out of this world.
Well, that's the thing too, and like honestly speaking, from what it sounds like, if he would have done a cut cycle, he probably would have looked ripped as fuck.
Oh yeah.
But a lot of what he had was just the flab on the surface.
And that's the thing. Because of that, it was easy for him to cut weight. It was fucking super easy.
Oh yeah.
He could do.
Yeah, if you're fucking built but fat, you can fucking drop weight like it's going out of style.
I think he said he got it down when he was in his prime. He got it down to a formula. He could literally drop 9 pounds in a day and not really stress about it. He's like,
I can imagine that.
He's
yeah.
like, usually sauna suit, sit in the sauna for a few hours, sit in a saltwater bath for a few hours, and then, that's about, like, I'm not really pushing myself. It just comes out. Pee, poop.
Yeah. I mean, that's honestly, like, not trying to say that I'm fit right now, obviously, because I'm fucking not. But that's like me. Like, people used to get concerned when we do like weight loss competitions, because we did a couple at work. And every single time, man, within like the first week, I would drop 20 pounds. And they're like, dude, are you even eating? I'm like, yeah, I am. But I'm just cutting out the really bad shit. And I can, like, even when I was going to the gym, like, I dropped in 2 months, I dropped